Introducing the world's most luxurious river cruise line, Crystal River Cruises. Europe's only all-suite, butler-serviced river ships, bringing a new standard of all-inclusive luxury to the Danube, Rhine, Main, and Mosel rivers. The acclaimed Crystal Mozart, twice the width of any other. She's Europe's most spacious river ship, and 4 brand new, all-suite, all-balcony sister ships: Crystal Bach, Crystal Debussy, Crystal Mahler, and Crystal Rebelle, rivaling the finest luxury hotels and resorts throughout Europe. The award-winning Crystal River experience is renowned for its extraordinary personal service, featuring twice as many staff as the industry average, each a hand-picked employee of Crystal. Come aboard and discover the hallmarks of the Crystal River experience, Travel + Leisure's world's best river cruise line. With the largest suites in all of European river cruising, Crystal's legendary butler service, plush king-size beds, large walk-in closets, and gorgeous, spacious bathrooms. Indulgent in-suite appointments include a welcome bottle of sparkling wine, Etro-Italian fashion house amenities, and sophisticated technologies, such as bedside iPad, interactive TV, and free unlimited Wi-Fi. Savor farm-to-table dining on Crystal's innovative and acclaimed Michelin-inspired cuisine, and unmatched culinary choices, from open seating dining in elegant restaurants and boutique cafes to 24-hour room service. Or the ultimate indulgence, an optional wine dinner in the vintage room. These state-of-the-art ships feature expansive social spaces, unrivaled in river cruising. Elegant lounges welcoming regional entertainers, piano bars, a spa and pool, and our signature pop-up Vista Bar, a Crystal exclusive. Unparalleled, all-inclusive amenities and services include the finest wines, champagnes and sparkling wines, premium spirits, and beers. Specialty coffees, soft drinks and bottled waters, 24-hour self-service pantry stocked with delightful treats, daily yoga and fitness classes, all gratuities shipboard and shoreside, and our Crystal collection of curated destination experiences, engaging, immersive, and complimentary. Traveling in Crystal's own luxury motor coaches, you can customize your discovery to very personal interests, active and adventurous, cultural and historical, or both. Itineraries are designed so you don't have to choose, unless you choose to do it all. Welcome to the Crystal River experience, presenting today's most discerning travelers with the definitive choice in luxury river cruising.
Welcome to Sydney for the second edition of the Travel Daily and Cruise Weekly exclusive webinar series with Crystal Cruises. Today we're going to be hearing all about Crystal's River Cruise offering. And here with me again is Karen Christensen, Senior Vice President and Managing Director of Australasia. So Karen, the cruise industry knows about Crystal River Cruises as an ocean cruise line, but many agents may not be aware that you've recently moved into river. Can you tell me about that?
You're absolutely right, and we have a lot of work still to do. But that's a good news story because Crystal has been the most awarded and successful ocean line for over 20 years. So now, only really 18 months in, we've got 5 river ships. So a bit of work to do to educate both our trade partners and our consumers.
So Karen, with your vast amount of experience in the cruise industry, have you been surprised about how the river cruise numbers out of Australia have grown?
No, not at all. In actual fact, the river cruise market is stronger in growth than the ocean, but people may not realise that. But I think also what's really helpful is people like Crystal, us, building these new purpose-built, innovative river ships that are just going to take it to a whole nother level.
So last webinar, you told me you'd been converted to river cruising through Crystal Mozart. Can you talk me through that a little bit more?
I was certainly impressed because the only other river experience I had been on was on the Yangtze, and let me assure you the European rivers are very, very different. And I think today that with these crystal products and the river ships, it's a fantastic addition to someone's 3 or 4 week holiday in Europe. I would strongly recommend that the agents put the river experience at the end of the trip, because otherwise they're not going to be loved when the butler's not there when the road trip commences.
So where do they sail, and why should a travel agent send their client on a Crystal River cruise?
For a couple of reasons. I think where we sail is we have the traditional Danube and Rhine river itineraries, but we also have the beautiful Moselle River itineraries now as well, and of course Maine. But I think what's important for the agents to understand is that what we have done is we haven't taken a river experience and crystallised it. We've actually taken a crystal experience onto the rivers, and that's a very different thing. One of the things that I think is important also is what are those hallmark features that we've taken and put onto the rivers, and it's our guest ratio is one of the largest. In other words, whilst we've got the same length of the Rhine class as in the build of the length, we've got fewer passengers, so a better space ratio. We've got the European butlers that are properly trained in full European style service and luxury touches. Farm to table cuisine, Michelin style inspired. Open seating dining, we've got multiple restaurants, not just one. There's the largest suites on the rivers, and more overnight extended stays in ports, which is important because people want to go shoreside, come back, have dinner and go back out again. So there's lots of opportunities there. And of course the complimentary shore adventures, which is really important, but I want to go back to that overnight extended stays, because people do then get the experience of being able to dine and have their experience on board the ship and then go shoreside, which they like to do.
You've got Crystal Mozart and you've got the 4 Rhine-class vessels. Can you tell me a little bit more about the ships?
The ships themselves, absolutely. Crystal Mozart was our entry level into the river market, and that was the only ship out of the 5 that we didn't build from scratch. But she is unique because she's double the width of anything else on the Danube, so that's a unique experience whereby there's more inclusions and opportunities on board the ship, more dining experience. But the Rhine class ones are these beautiful new purpose-built ships that have the most contemporary designs for the modern luxury traveller today, and really are bringing in something that's different on the rivers in terms of the style that we can offer. And the demographic of river cruising clients is much younger than people think, so they're looking for those contemporary innovative ships that we have now.
So what can guests look forward to ashore?
This is something that Crystal is very big on, both in ocean and river, that we make sure that the overall travel experience includes something unique for the people of shoreside. So we have over 225 curated shoreside experiences. So something like people could go and experience a wine tasting through the vineyards, or you could do a cheese tasting. In Vienna you might go and do the cooking class for 2 hours. One of the experiences I personally had was when I was in Vienna, and it's a Crystal signature Shorex experience, and we have those on every itinerary in every port, was we went behind the scenes at the Belvedere Palace and had the most amazing, cocktail party, but also a private orchestra performance, and it was just stunning. I mean, and it was closed, so you get to go in when nobody else is there, so it's quite a unique opportunity.
Food plays such a large role in the travel experience today. Can you talk me through Crystal's culinary experience?
Absolutely. It's a very, very important part to a contemporary luxury traveller, that they want to have that experience of fine dining without it being too over the top. So we pride ourselves with a farm to table type concept, Michelin style menus, but nothing's pre-prepared, and that's really important. I think the example I can give you is we fly our lobsters in from Maine, our oysters come from France, and then of course we want to pair it with the best vintage wines that we can possibly offer, and we do. But it's all about choice, and it's about high quality of choice.
And what about balconies? Where does Crystal sit with balconies?
We do have a French balcony on the Crystal Mozart, but on the new Rhine class what we've done is this most magnificent technology. I was really impressed. We could have a panoramic balcony window, and what that means is it's not a window like a small window, it's the full size of the suite, and the top half of the window comes down to form a ledge in the middle. So you've got half floor to ceiling, half open air. Electronic, of course, we don't want you to wind it out. And then what happens is, so by giving you that technology, you've still got the experience of feeling like you've got indoor-outdoor living, but you haven't lost any floor space inside the room, so you actually get a better use of your floor space, and the suites are larger. But seriously, on the rivers, where you want to be is up on the top deck, a 360-degree view where you're seeing both sides of the river and experiencing all the scenery, and of course while sitting at our pop-up James Bond bar and having your inclusive cocktail.
So tell me about the butlers. In a modern world, it may be a bit of a new experience for travellers, but what is the benefit of having a butler?
I don't think anyone knows what the benefit of a butler is until they actually have a butler. It's just such a personalised experience, but what has to happen is butlers have to be very well trained, of which the Crystal butlers are, to offer a personalised individual service of whatever it is you need. And I think the time that you know what a butler really has to offer is when you don't have that butler anymore and you come home and you think, where's that butler? I think that's when you know what the butler's about.
And what sort of things can travellers get their butler to do?
Well, I think that the important thing is how well trained they are to actually do anything personally that you want, or perhaps you don't even know you want. Things like when you're shoreside, all your shoes in your wardrobe will just appear miraculously re-polished to an inch of their life, or you'll come back and your reading glasses have been cleaned and now they're sitting on the desk wrapped in a cloth that's a cleaning cloth. Or they can make reservations for you on board for dinner, or if you want to talk about shore excursions, they can do that for you. Basically anything and everything. Pre-pack, unpack your luggage, which is important, I think, because you don't want to waste your time packing. So why not let them do it and have another drink up on deck before you go? So anything and everything, but I think the reality is they're so well trained to offer a personalised experience that it's done before you even know.
In terms of itineraries, what's proving popular in this market?
Traditional itineraries on the rivers, your Danube, your Rhine, but I think the introduction of the Moselle rivers that we announced for 2019 are really something new and an innovative sort of style of itineraries. But also your seasonal sailings are always popular, where clients look for the tulip and windmill experience, and then of course the famous Christmas markets. So who wouldn't, want to leave and have a cold Christmas?
It's great to hear it from you, Karen. We've reached out to Anne Rogers from Wings Away Travel, and she had some great things to say.
Crystal Cruises has somehow neatly brought the ocean product to the rivers, and they've done it with stunning success. The suites are spacious and airy, beautifully decorated, and it's easy to see that they're the largest on the rivers. Gorgeous butlers, just there waiting for you to want something. I thought they were great. I think the food on board is outstanding, and I love starting my day with the breakfast buffet, not just because the buffet is perfect in every way, but just to be greeted by those bright, friendly, happy crew. Just an amazing way to start your day. The Waterside restaurant is fantastic, both in design and ambience, but we enjoyed the casual bistro a lot, equally enjoyable. And then if you don't want any of that, there's always this pantry, this beautifully stocked pantry that's open 24/7 with lots of goodies. It was Christmas, so there was a posse of Christmas stylists who followed us around and progressively decorated our ship for the festive season, which was almost upon us. It was just wonderful. It's important to note that this is the kind of casual, subtle luxury which, whilst there is this great big wow factor, it isn't the kind to make people feel out of place or uncomfortable. Look no further than Crystal. It also resoundingly passes my "is this what I'd spend my own money on" test, and a big yes to that.
It really sounds like Anne enjoyed herself.
What a fantastic endorsement. I haven't heard that one from her myself yet, but I think it's also so nice. I've known Anne for a very, very long time, and she's a very successful travel agent in the industry, so I really thank her very much for that endorsement. It's fantastic.
Thank you for joining us today, Karen, and teaching us about Crystal's River Cruise offering.
It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'm really pleased that you could do this with us today, and thank you for giving up your time. It's been excellent.
And that's it for today's webinar. In the next edition, we're going to be talking about Crystal's Expedition Cruise offering, and in particular, learning about Crystal Endeavour.